I mean, I thought it was smart to play the Joker the way they did because
What,
you
like
can't,
shitty?
You can't to play it like the low key way because you're gonna because you.
That's
can't
what I
do-
think of when I think
you
of the
can't
Joker,
do-
low
you
key.
How about a magic trick?
We aren't contractually tied down to rationality.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
Welcome to Bon Mots, where we'll be applying the Manczur Ormosi Thurlow scale of quantitative analysis of pop culture narrative through a binary system.
Or MOTS. This podcast contains spoilers, mature content, and language. Viewer discretion advised.
Hello and welcome back to Bon Mots. We are here today to talk about the new DC movie Suicide Squad, and well, you'll see. I am joined. I am Steve Ormosi, and I'm joined today by Christopher Morgan.
Good afternoon.
And Rich Perry.
Afternoon, folks.
And I believe that we've got a log line from Chris today.
Yes, this movie should be called Suicide Squad versus Zool.
Absolutely.
In the summer of DC and Ghostbusters, Suicide Squad versus Zool.
And I'm just going to give a short rundown of the plot. Basically, the U.S. government decides to get together a team of superpowered douchebag villains and just, I guess, keep them in cold storage in jail in case they're ever needed. And then they are obviously needed, and they go to fight a witch who used to be on the Suicide Squad. Also, Joker's there for some reason, and
there's a panda with a machine gun. Don't forget that part.
There is a panda with a machine gun, which was actually the most entertaining part of the movie, I think.
The panda with the machine gun was awesome.
And yeah, Jared Leto has distinctly. I don't know. He looks like they were trying to make a scary clown, but kind of fell short and gave him a grill. So I don't know. That's about it, I guess, for the summary.
The enthusiasm is
they
palpable.
Obviously, they end up winning. So, yay, villains! I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna get this kicked off with. I'm gonna kick to Rich for the intro.
All right, so the intro of this movie has the daunting task of introducing loads and loads of characters in this movie and actually trying to make you care for them. Which I think they do a somewhat okay job. But it's starts with Amanda Waller having dinner with some government officials, and she pulls out her top secret binder, the print taking up half of the book, and gives a rundown on each of the team members, how they were caught, most of them by Batman, and where she's keeping them in storage at Bel Rev. So
I don't think they're all at Bel Rev, right?
Yeah,
they're like different
Captain
places.
Boomerang and Slipknot, who is fucking worthless, is in
I didn't even know that guy's
that
name.
accounts for a lot of the Suicide Squad, but go on.
Yeah, so credits roll, and they give a demonstration with the Enchantress to I guess he's the head of defense, to let her go ahead and start Task Force X. He gives the go ahead. He gives the go ahead. She decides to go find her brother, release his spirit into somebody else.
It's amazing how much worse this movie gets as you explain what happens in it.
It really is. The enthusiasm is palpable. I mean, spoiler alert for the rest of the podcast.
Where do you think the intro ends?
I think the intro ends as soon as Enchantress turns on Rick Flag.
Right.
I think that would be a good spot when they
Yeah,
because that's when the villain's introduced, at least.
Right. You think like when she opens the jar full of her brother?
Yeah.
That
and then the guy does a line of it off of the bathroom sink.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's probably about right. I don't have much to say about this intro. It was kind of like, let's go. I feel like who directed this? Ayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Ayers was like, you know what? Let's go look at every war movie that's ever been made and then do everybody's intro with the music that was playing during
All right,
those
that's the thing that,
during those
that's
war
the thing
movies.
that killed me in this movie.
Oh my God.
Is like the music. I like the songs,
Yeah,
but to like go from one directly to the next, as if it's like some sort of schizophrenic.
And the most irritating
Playlist.
thing about it
Is really
is
bad.
that David Ayers opened up the box of, hey, we got to include this 2 songs. So, of course, you had to throw in, Spirit in the Sky,
Oh,
of
of course.
and Paranoid, of course, and, we can't forget Bohemian Rhapsody, of course. It's
Little sympathy for the devil.
oh yeah,
thrown in for
Sympathy
good
for the
measure.
Devil.
Well, yeah,
Can't-
I'm sure
can't
they-
forget that.
Well, what was the Doors song that they had? I don't know. I don't even remember it, but I know there must have been a Doors song. Yeah, I mean,
the
it's-
music kept taking me out of the intro.
was
Let me
really
do the
weird.
music for this thing because I could pick better songs for this shit.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you could. It didn't seem like they just slapped every 70s song that they could think of into it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gotta include this too.
there's no breathing room either.
No.
Yeah, it just goes from one to the other without much of a segue. The whole her like sitting at dinner, like eating a steak and explaining all this shit was very off-putting to me. I don't know why.
Was it the steak itself, or
And it was like it was cutting away from like the villain's origin story to
Oh,
her
yeah,
like
yeah.
putting a big fucking piece of steak in her mouth. I was like, why are you doing this? Why is this happening?
this good steak?
Yeah.
I'm glad we ate beforehand because I was looking at that. I'm like, oh my God, that looks fucking great.
I feel like this is a movie full of like things that have worked well in other movies that he was like, you know what, that worked well in another movie and I don't know why, but I'm gonna put it in this movie and I don't know why.
See if the magic continues.
And Ayers he's made decent movies, right?
Yeah, Fury was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
Did
know.
End of
This
Watch too, right?
Yeah, I heard End of Watch was really. I haven't seen that, but I heard it was good. All right. Anyway, anybody got anything else to say about the intro?
yeah. Be honest with you. I love every scene Amanda Waller was in. Viola Davis once again saves the film.
Killed
she was
it.
completely fierce.
Let's be honest here. She didn't save the film.
No. I
But-
said she's saved every other film she's been in.
Okay.
Maybe the other was the word I was missing in that. I really the introduction to this I both liked and was infuriated by because first of all, spoiler alert, Killer Croc, Slipknot, and Boomerang are completely useless in this. The only thing that Boomerang did was irritate me. However, the introduction, and Steve-O and I disagree on this, was a trailer for a Batman Joker Harley movie that I wanted to see. That was the movie I wanted to see. I mean, I really liked that stuff. The Deadshot stuff was, I like seeing Deadshot in action. The stuff with his daughter got a little maudlin, but okay.
It was like the way he was acting during those scenes, or Will Smith was acting during those scenes, was pretty weird. It's like he was trying to play somebody who had trouble showing emotion,
Right.
so his acting came off like extremely wooden,
Yeah,
almost unintentionally.
Yeah.
it was like kind of like After Earth without the accent, without the bizarre accent he was doing in that. I mean, I liked him when he was sitting there winding up the target, and he's just like, I don't see the $1 million in my bank account. So the guy transfers in, and he goes, well, I need another $1 million for you being another dick, and you've got 10 seconds. That part I like. The stuff with his daughter, I just, got a little maudlin, and I was just like, yeah. So, I don't know, for the intro, I might give it a soft 1. Yeah, I'm gonna give it because I really did credit to Amanda Waller. I did like the steak eating scene, and I really did like the Harley Joker stuff and Batman stuff a whole lot.
Okay. 0 for me. Rich?
I'm going to give it a 1. Didn't make me. I think the meat of what made me actually start to have a semblance of care for the characters came during the body, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But gives a 1 for me to
All
start
right.
off.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the body. There was a lot of chasing the Enchantress around, even though they knew exactly where she was, throughout the body. And I like, what, they went to that building to go get Waller, right?
Yeah.
Why?
They weren't really chasing Enchantress. I mean, Enchantress was just putting on some kind of light show way in the distance.
Yeah.
And they went to get Waller.
And they were
for
like,
some
you know what?
reason.
Let's not worry about that for a while.
Yeah, what was their game plan? Like after they got out, were they just gonna nuke her?
I don't know. Why were they going to get her? Why was she still there? I don't understand what was going on with that whole thing.
You would think if she was going to be doing this, she'd be in a bunker in an undisclosed location.
They give like a throwaway line.
No, she's on the top floor of a fucking skyscraper in the middle of a city. Yeah, that's a good place for your top secret organization.
But the other thing about
out.
the body is, I don't want to interrupt you if you still want to do the
No,
synopsis.
go ahead.
Okay, was that this could have really been any movie.
Mm-hmm.
It really could have been any fucking. Let's go into this wrecked up town and try to rescue this person, and let's get double crossed because nobody sees that coming.
No,
this
never.
movie was completely full of cliches, and the only things I liked in the middle were the things with, like, again, Harley and the Joker, and when they went to rescue Amanda Waller, on the way out, she shoots 3 of Flag's officers, and he's like, "What were you doing that for?" And it was just like they didn't have clearance. That was awesome. That, Waller was fierce in this.
The entire point of that was to make her look badass, and I was like,
she was fierce. I loved her.
She just straight up murdered 3 dudes.
Yeah.
For no reason, because they didn't have clearance. What the fuck does that mean? Why were they in the room?
Well, no, they're part of.
If somebody told me I didn't have clearance, and that was a possibility of happening, I would have not walked through that door.
Hold on, she is a terrible, terrible commanding officer for allowing them to come in the room, knowing that she was just going to shoot them for no reason.
But why would the plot hole here is, why would Flag have anybody on his team who wasn't cleared, considering that they are escorting the Suicide Squad to help them? So yeah, they're escorting the Suicide Squad to help them break Waller out.
You know what the other thing is? Will Smith didn't have clearance either, and he walked right into that fucking room.
He
didn't kill him.
Seriously, nope.
So she just murdered those people. Like, she obviously doesn't have to kill everybody without thinking about it, because she let him live. So why did she have to kill those 3 dudes for helping her out and coming to get her?
Yeah.
Or were they with Flag the entire time, or were they already in that room? I didn't even notice.
I thought that they were already in the room.
I thought so too.
I thought that they were people like helping her out with the gathering information.
Right. Why the hell were they in there?
As soon as it was done, she just shot him.
And there was like a bunch of scenes that I didn't There's just a bunch of scenes in the introduction or the middle, the body, and this is just one part of one scene that I happen to like.
Like, the entire point of that scene is to have those guys get shot, basically. Like, otherwise she could have just walked out and met them, be like, "Oh, hey, we're in the building. All right, I'll meet you downstairs. I'll take the fucking elevator." Instead of, "Oh, no, that's not true." They had to fight their way up, right? Because there were a million bad guys in that building. Was that the same building?
Yeah, yes. It was the magic touch of Zool that turned them into...
So those evil, whatever the hell they were, tarhead guys couldn't get into that room, or that was the only room that they hadn't checked.
That was the only room they hadn't checked.
They were just like,
the door was locked, and.
So much. This movie made almost 0 sense to me.
Well, the problem, my biggest problem with the body was that I was just like, oh, maybe after the introduction, I'm like, no, this movie's not going to be too bad. And then once I realized it was just going to be one cliche after the other, I just crossed my arms and be like, all right, you can end now. I'm ready for this movie to be over.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
It went on,
and it had no intention of being.
When it looked like it was about to end, then her helicopter got shot down.
If you've seen any war movie or something where they have to go and rescue something and there's a double cross, you've seen this movie.
Yeah, except for you've seen a better movie than this.
Yeah.
If you've seen any war movie that does that.
Yeah.
Literally any single one.
Yeah, let's not say that.
Well, all right. Listeners, write us and tell us which more war movies were worse than this piece of garbage. Anyway, I'm a little bitter. I'm giving the body a 0.
Oh, I'm giving it a big 0. Oh, yeah. Amanda Waller shooting in the few seconds of Joker and Harley could not fucking save this. It was terrible.
Rich?
I'm giving it a 1.
Going against the grain.
All right,
hey, Richie might save the score of this movie.
I might. I feel like I'm doing God's work right now.
Or Satan's, one of the two.
Yeah.
We'll
get into that in themes.
Or you're getting payola from either Warner Brothers or all the fans that wanted to shut down
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, count my
move,
WB
guys.
money over here. Fat stacks.
All right. Chris, we're going to go to you for the conclusion.
Okay, conclusion. They go after Zool, a.k.a. what was her name?
Enchantress.
Who cares? She was Zool.
What was the other one? June. What was her other name? June or something?
June Moon.
By the way, she's 2 people.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
June the
because
archaeologist.
for why not? Because just
June
add
the
an extra little plot point that makes
Oh
a
yeah,
difference
June
at
the
all.
archaeologist opened up the little statue that Zool was in.
Why
and
would you
swallowed
like that?
Zool?
I don't get why she did that. Like, why would you? Like, first off, you pick
Right.
it up.
This is like a possibly a ancient figure
That she
doll
just rips
that
the
she
fucking
finds,
head
and
off.
she just breaks it apart. She's an archaeologist. Why would you ever do that?
Yeah, and then for some bizarre montage, she gets together with Flag, and they fall in love, and then he's dealing with her and Enchantress. So that's
By the way, a really compelling love story. It was like 3.5 seconds of them fucking on a bed, and then they were like, "Oh, we're in
and
love
then he's
now."
looking out the window eating
And
a chicken
Amanda
leg.
Waller was just wringing her hands in the background, just like exactly how I planned
This is
it.
what I wanted to happen.
This is what- yeah,
them to
exactly.
fall in love. Oh my god.
But
mess.
yeah. So Killer Croc does his one and only thing in this thing, and he goes to the conveniently flooded.
Even though he didn't have to, because there were dudes there that were going to do it
Yeah,
anyway.
with,
Navy
with-
SEALs.
yeah,
there were
with
Navy
Navy
SEAls that
SEALs.
were going to do it.
It was
So
like he basically pushed himself on them. He was like, "No, I'm doing this." They're like, "No,
So,
dude, we don't need you." He's like,
I
"No,
live
I'm doing it."
underground. Y'all are just tourists.
seriously.
Yeah, stealing the line from Bane.
Oh, that's right.
in Batman.
That's right. His purpose was to do that and throw trailer fodder out. So instead of releasing the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, in the meantime, they captured Amanda Waller and they're using all of her secrets to
Oh yeah, they're sucking her brains out
to undermine
temples.
the Suicide Squad. So she
the US
releases her
government.
brother, who is this big CGI thing, and then Diablo. Oh, by the way, Diablo's in this.
Yeah.
And and Diablo
Is this supposed
fights
to be like
him.
some kind of Mexican fire god?
Yeah, and there was a lot of like random racism against him for no reason. Like people just call him
Essay.
Essay the entire
Yeah.
time. And like, I don't
So
know.
anyway, he goes and wrestles the brother, and then the charge goes off, and for some reason, the brother, Fire God, and Diablo both blow up. And then this is my favorite part. Zool, fights and basically defeats the Suicide Squad and says, "Join me, and I'll spare you." And then Harley goes up, and says, we got to join her because there's no way in hell she's going to go over and kneel in front of her, grab Katana's sword. There's no way she's doing a double cross. So she goes up and she kneels in front of Zool and grabs Katana's sword and pierces her heart because, I'm sorry, the heart was another MacGuffin because if you destroy her heart, you destroy her.
Right.
Yeah.
So
She didn't destroy the heart though. She cut it out.
so she cut out the heart, and then they blow her up too for some reason. And then Flag crushes her heart and kills her. And then she turns into this, onyx charcoal statue. At which point I turned to our friend Louie and said, smells like barbecued dog. Louie turns to me and says, "Ghostbusters." And right at that moment, she breaks out, June breaks out of that little shell, just like Rick Moranis and
Dana.
Sigourney Weaver did. And then there's a tag where they all go back to jail with 10 years off their sentence. Deadshot teaches his daughter geometry and
Through killing people.
through killing
Yes,
people.
yes.
Joker breaks out Harley, and then the first after credit sequence is Amanda Waller she's drinking more wine, and gives Bruce Wayne a file on the metahumans because he didn't get that in Justice League. I guess the computer data stuff he got from Luthor and Wonder Woman in the last movie wasn't enough, so she gives him this big paper file.
It's a way to show Aquaman for 2 seconds.
Yeah, so you could show Aquaman for 2 seconds, and then fuck this movie, it ends. Bye bye.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm giving this a fucking 0.
All right, well, hold on.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
are the only one that has talked about conclusions so far.
Oh yeah, I'm
Not
sorry.
that I have a lot to add, but I would say that I agree. It's kind of a ridiculous ending and somewhat ripped almost directly off of Ghostbusters.
The only thing they didn't do is cross the streams. I really wanted to see them do that.
They should have
Well,
crossed the streams.
they had teamwork.
They
But
did
of
have
course,
teamwork.
Rick Flag hands Croc the bomb to throw because he can't for some reason. And
Right.
then Harley tosses her gun to Deadshot so he can make that shot to blow the machine up.
And that's another thing I didn't buy. And if I'm jumping the gun, stop this. But all the fucking maudlin stuff where all of a sudden they're friends and they're in like this bonded thing. I'm like, this seems out of character for everyone.
Yeah, why were they friends after that?
I think just because of the fight that they've just went through.
Yeah, but they're all fucking supposed to be psychopathic villains.
Oh, and here's the other thing that absolutely made me nuts is like Zool like goes in their minds and says, "This is what you really want." And there's Harley and Joker, and they're just perfectly normal people with 2 kids, and he's kissing her before he goes to work. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's what Harley Quinn wants.
That's exactly what Harley Quinn
Yeah.
wants. She wants that as much as like to have tea with these other Jokers.
Oh, she gets espresso at the end, so that's close
Oh, that's
enough.
right. She gets
What other
espresso.
Jokers?
That's good.
There was more than one Joker? God forbid. All right. So, anything else?
On the conclusion?
Yeah, 0.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
I want to know why a demolition charge was enough to kill her brother.
Yeah.
Who was
Like
like,
God.
that whole speech that he gives is like, they used to worship us. We were gods. And he's tearing down helicopters and shit from the sky throughout the whole movie. And then like that one little demo charge is enough to just incinerate him.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like in Ghostbusters, in the original Ghostbusters, they actually came up with, used theoretical science as to why they could capture the ghost and what crossing the streams meant and so forth. In this movie, they said, "No, fuck it. Who cares? This will, whatever plot convenient MacGuffin
It's
can
like
destroy."
this entire, both of those villains were taken out with just bombs.
with
Relative
C4.
ease. Yeah. With relative ease.
It's like the hard part was just getting there. Like that's
But getting there wasn't even all that hard. They just kind of made it look hard.
true. They most of those soldiers didn't even die until Amanda Waller got there.
Yeah.
Seriously. And yeah,
Waller was the real villain.
I thought she was, but she is also fierce. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so
she
if
was
you're ever battling a
Actress was
spectral
fine. She
being,
just had terrible lines.
just make sure you bring your C4. Just skip all the, proton packs and crosses and holy water. Just bring some C4 and, put it
Bring
under
your
the bed.
C4 and have a good grip so you can crush that heart with your bare hands.
Seriously.
Yep.
Mummified remains.
Oh, that was why he had such a good grip. With his girlfriend possessed, he's probably... All right, never mind.
I'm gonna give it a 1.
All right.
Are you really?
All right, Rich.
I am.
Are you really? Okay.
Rich loves this movie. All right. Well, you get to start on themes. Hope you-
That'll teach you.
Yeah, well, I think the theme for this movie is best encapsulated in the scene where Deadshot is pulling the trigger of Harley's gun, and the chamber goes from hate to love.
Oh, God. Sorry, that was very puerile. But, the bile was rising in my throat.
I guess the whole point of this movie was to show that bad people can still have some good in them.
As long as they have a bomb in their neck.
Nah, as long as they have a bomb in their neck. So
Yeah.
it failed on that point.
Yeah, as soon as they deactivated Harley's bomb, she went directly back to being a bad person, running away.
Yeah.
Until she thought that the Joker died, and then went back to being a quote-unquote good person.
Yeah, for some reason. Also, they never explained how the Joker didn't die.
Jared Leto said that they cut that scene. He goes, "Yeah, all of a sudden I just reappear. I don't know how I got out of the air."
It's
even,
like Joker's-
even Jared Leto, even Jared Leto's like, "Oh, I don't know how I survived the crash. I survived the crash."
Yeah. Well, they'd be giving too much away if they actually showed parts of the plot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're having another director's cut come out, where it's probably going to be.
It'll be that scene.
Does nobody at Warner Brothers DC have a script doctor like John Sayles? All you gotta do is call New York, and I'm sure John Sayles could have fixed the script. He.
Well,
I think they fired him.
too bad he didn't.
Seriously,
Whoever the script doctor was should never work in Hollywood again.
That's if they had one.
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
They probably blew all of the budget on the CGI and
Yeah, true.
marketing.
They
And
should have got
because
the Coen
CGI
brothers.
Will
is
Smith's
much more important
contract.
than character and plot. So wait, what were the themes again, Rich? Please.
the best that I could come up with is just that trying to show there's some good and bad people.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I
This
mean,
will be my first 0.
I think that's the obvious. I think that's the obvious theme.
That and the theme is they're making a Justice League movie soon, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
so they gotta.
They
And they're going to make they're going to make a Harley standalone movie. So I
Yeah.
guess that trailer at the beginning was really a trailer for that. So.
Yeah, I'll take that movie.
I'm you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing that movie. I would like to see somebody who's good at writing and probably a woman write it, because they have been not Marvel hasn't been great at this either, but I guess I haven't watched many of the DC movies that have the Marvel movies. I guess they've been doing better by their
there's only
female characters.
You've seen all of them, haven't you?
No, I didn't see Batman vs Superman or.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
You saw Man of Steel though. I thought you said.
Yeah, I did. I did watch it with you guys. I did not like it.
Seen a trend.
We're getting off on a tangent here though.
Seriously.
Let's reel it back in. So themes. I guess that's bad people can do good things, and good, actors shouldn't do a movie without reading the script.
And nah.
Yeah, and that's about it for me. I'm gonna give it a 0. This is actually stronger, closer to a 1 than all the other categories have been so far for me.
Yeah, my score is gonna reflect the scenes or the themes in this movie, which is 0.
Yeah. All right,
Rich, did you say you were giving it a 0?
Yes, I did. For 0,
So I'm gonna go on to antagonist here, who I guess is Enchantress, who, oddly enough, might have been my third favorite character in this movie, even though she was not very good. The woman that plays her, I forget what her name is.
Cara Delevingne or whatever.
Yeah,
Cara.
Yeah, I think it's Cara or something. But anyway, she is pretty decent. I don't think they give her much to work with.
Because they gave everybody else stuff to work with.
The coolest part of this movie was the brother character, the brother of her, character, who is just this badass giant, people eating god, basically, who has
that poor subway
crazy
commuter.
tentacle arms.
It's like June Moon gets to survive because she's got her name in the fucking credits, and that poor schmuck is just.
Yeah,
he's
that's one of the
right now.
themes. No
C'est
good
la
deed
vie.
goes unpunished, because the 3 victims of that guy were all died, and they were just trying to help that poor man, the poor commuter, the poor possessed.
You can see the the physician that came over to him. She's like, I have to because I'm a physician. And I'm seeing this happen, and then he kneels down and just gets fucking eaten, and then electrocuted by the third rail.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I guess that's it for antagonist. I guess you could call Waller somewhat of an antagonist. Though I think
she's pulling double duty in this. Well, triple duty. She's kind of a antagonist, protagonist, and supporting character.
Can't be all of them.
You can't expect Viola Davis to do everything. I mean, she's wonderful, but yeah.
I don't know if I would call her. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call her an antagonist, but
the one thing about
she is.
the one thing about
she is. I mean, that's kind of what you have to look at when you go about this question.
The thing about Enchantress was, and this is one of the things that kept making me think of Zool, is that all she did was kind of do this weird little dance in the light.
That was weird.
And then the voiceover she had was
really weird.
really badly lip synced, just like Zool in 1984. So I mean, that's so
yeah.
Yeah, what was up with that dance?
I don't know.
It's like because they kind of they show her in a wide shot, and then she's just.
Yeah, she starts out as a cliche. The Enchantress starts out as a cliche from J horror films from the early 2000s, and
kind of looked like she was DJing, but without the turntable.
Yeah, and then she becomes this kind of genie gyrating,
weird Bond girl,
Aztec. Put $1 in my whatever.
Wait, what?
I don't know. She was doing this.
Hold on, Chris. Are you impugning Aztecs by calling them strippers?
Not in all Aztecs. I'm
hashtag not all Aztecs.
Yeah. Hashtag not all Aztecs. Yeah. Because there wasn't enough stereotypes in this movie.
Oh God.
We'll get to that.
Sure. Yeah. That should have been one of the themes.
Stereotypes. Stereotyping characters. Yeah.
Then I would have definitely given it a 1.
You know what? I'm gonna give this a very soft 1, just because it might be the only one I give this movie, and it's probably my, I guess, favorite part is the antagonist, is Enchantress. I mean, I can't just. All right, whatever. Well, we'll figure that out later. What do you guys think?
I didn't think there was an antagonist in this movie. 0.
Okay.
I'll give it a 1.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm on to protagonist, and the only protagonist I saw in the movie was Amanda Waller's exposition. So I would say the protagonist in this movie is whatever files Amanda Waller was carrying around the whole movie, that was the protagonist, because it's much easier to do that than tell a story.
I don't know, man. There were a few protagonists. Deadshot playing Will Smith. Dr. Quinzel, Margot Robbie, and the rest. Ben Affleck, Fat Ben Affleck as Batman.
God, that cowl is atrocious.
He looks like he's way out of shape. Like, dude, you're Batman. Have some respect for yourself.
I don't want to do this in front of your daughter, Deadshot.
Like what?
Oh my God!
Have a heart attack? You don't have a heart attack in front of my daughter?
Oh,
Old,
God.
out of shape man.
Oh, that was so face palming. Yeah. In the part of the intro is Deadshot was gonna shoot Batman, and Deadshot's daughter jumped in front of him and said, "No, Daddy, don't do this."
This movie would have been way better if Joker stayed dead and Batman got shot in the face by Deadshot. I would have given it I would have at least been entertained by it.
That would be DC setting themselves apart from Marvel.
Yeah,
it's like they're gonna do a Justice League movie, shoot Batman in the face.
All right, we just had somebody roll into our set here, yelling about how he's got a question.
All right, so it's Jonathan Ian Manczur. I've just showed up to the studio, and I have not seen Suicide Squad, but I do have a question for you, gentlemen. Who would win in a fight, the Avengers or the Suicide Squad? And go.
I'll take that one. The Avengers would win this fight because the Suicide Squad is basically worthless as a team.
Yeah, they're not really a team so much as a bunch of strong personalities trying to doing their own thing.
Out ham each other.
I think Bucky Barnes could probably take them all on himself, but yeah, I agree with you. It's the Avengers win hands down. I mean, is this a meta commentary too? Like, Marvel's been doing this shit right, and DC's been not.
I'd actually much rather see them versus like the Teen Titans or like Young Justice.
That's who I thought Enchantress was at first. I thought
all of the Teen Titans.
No, I thought she was that chick from Teen Titans.
Raven.
Raven, yeah.
That would have been better too.
Yeah, I'll take.
They could have pretty much done anything.
Then they could have fought Trigon.
I will take any Teen Titans Go episode over this movie.
I feel like nobody actually thought about this movie at all when they were writing it. There's like comic book stuff. This would be what's comic book stuff?
Oh, this would be a good scene.
Oh, we got a bunch of villains. Put them together. All right. I mean, I know Suicide Squad was already a thing, but it seems like nobody that wrote this movie read it or cared about it at all before writing the actual script.
Oh wait, I got a good idea. Let's have a scene with them at a bar.
Yeah,
right, that's a good idea. All right, let's
you know what? Let's have an exposition dump by one of the main characters within the last 20 minutes of the movie about his history of murdering his wife and children. How does this not come out beforehand?
And what did Boomerang do in this whole movie besides bitch and moan?
He drank beer.
Oh,
that's right. And
remember? So that was another weird thing when they had that. Oh my God, this is getting off topic again. But I wanted to go off on this tangent for a second. When Flag was like, all right, you're all breaks the phone so they can't blow up their necks or whatever, and says you're all free to go. He immediately runs away, Boomerang. And then as they're going, like when they all have like their
slow motion walk up.
Come to Jesus moment, they're all going back. They're about to go like take on the main villain, and he just like shows up out of nowhere drinking a beer. Like, what the fuck? Why did you come back, man? You clearly wanted to leave.
I was wondering why nobody asked him that too.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why are you here?
Like, why didn't anybody ask why he was in the movie? He did nothing.
Well, that's a whole other story that we can ask the screenwriters about. I would love to get everybody that had anything to do with this movie on the horn and just berate them for an hour. So protagonist is 0. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Amanda Waller's binder wasn't enough. I give it a 0 too.
Amanda Waller's binder had more personality than most of these characters. All right, we're moving on to Rich with supporting characters.
So let's see, supporting character definitely Joker. I guess Batman can kind of count because his presence was kind of felt throughout the film.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else?
Oh, was his presence felt throughout the film? He just showed up twice. I think that was about it.
Sure. showed up to arrest two of the main characters, and then at the end.
Oh yeah, at the
he had a
post
hug
credit or
and
mid credit
cry.
scene.
We're still talking about Flag.
No,
No,
Batman.
we're talking about
Batman. Sorry.
Okay, get with it, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Showed up at the end to elicit that joke of you should stop working nights.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got my picture of Aquaman. Gotta go.
I have to go see my friends.
So they complained about the YouTube videos for last movie, so we're just gonna do flashcards.
Instead of Justice League, I think they should do Super Friends. What do you guys
Oh
think?
my god, that would be
Oh my
amazing.
god, Jason Bleep. Oh, fantastic.
First of all, they set it up perfectly at the end of this movie. He was like, "I've got a lot more friends than you do,"
Man,
or whatever.
It's like
the
me and
fuck
my
you
friends
say
are
to-
gonna shut this down if you don't.
Oh, they should definitely just call it Super Friends.
That's
that'd be
how
amazing.
you want your
Meanwhile,
super
at the Hall of Justice,
That's how you want your DC movie to end, with a na 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 joke.
All right. So I know you guys liked Joker. I think he was a big piece of shit in this movie, and here's why.
Madness
He was like-
is the emergency exit.
He was like so soft. He didn't I feel like Jared Leto had no idea and got no direction of how he wanted to play Joker.
Really, really bad.
Like he didn't have a personality really. He was just kind of like I'm fucking weird because I'm the Joker, and it just felt soft. Like nobody tried to give him anything to work with, and he didn't ask for anything to work with.
Well,
I thought my jokes were bad.
well, he was basically in the trailer for the Harley standalone movie. That's what I was,
Right, but did you like the personality that they gave him? Like, if you go
Yes.
back and look at Heath Ledger, he played the Joker in a very specific way. I feel like Jared Leto in this movie, even though he's not in it very much, and I feel kind of bad for Jared Leto for having to do all this, all these fucking press things and go talk to a million people when he's in the movie for 12 and a half minutes. But, I felt like he had no direction and didn't really understand who his character was when he was playing the Joker. He was just like, all right, how do I play this character? All right, just act really crazy and say whatever lines are on the
I get
screen.
a lot of his characterization came from the people he surrounded himself with, and occasional shots of like that scene where he finds out where Harley's at, and he just lays down. He's surrounded by
Guns?
guns and knives,
Yeah.
and one baby onesies.
That was
It's
the...
like-
Go ahead.
I
I'm
didn't see
sorry.
the baby onesies.
I was-
those are up on the wall. In the
I didn't
background.
want to bring that up yet because I was going to bring it up in style, but now
Oh,
that you
sorry.
said it... No, it's fine. Now that you said it, I think that was the one, shot in the entire movie that I really remember and really liked. That shot was cool. And then they had his dumb, bad laugh that's just... I don't know.
It's
Actually,
that's
he
definitely
was
the most.
trying to be Mark Hamill, but it wasn't quite anywhere near that
It's
good.
like a different Joker laugh than I've ever heard from any Joker.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't think... I think it was smart not to try to go the way of either Heath Ledger or Mark Hamill.
How about some Jack Nicholson in there as well?
Fuck Jack Nicholson. He's
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst Joker. I hated
Forgot you
him.
hated him.
So, yeah, I mean, I was not a big fan of the Joker. I know you guys liked him a lot more than I did. So perhaps try to convince me why I should give this a 1, even though I'm definitely not going to.
All right, point counterpoint. Awesome.
I like the taste, the take on it, because he seemed, sinister. I really think if they had made a really good Joker Harley movie, he would have been able to. It would have given him a chance to flesh it out more. Because even Harley, you got a taste of what Margot Robbie could do with this, but they didn't really give her a chance to shine because halfway through the film they decided to make her maudlin and totally out of character with Harley.
Yeah.
So there was no consistency in this movie at all whatsoever, save for the cliches. But no, I thought that the only one who actually had a consistent character through this was Amanda Waller and Batman's cameos. I think, seriously, I like Ben Affleck's Batman, and I liked him in this, and I wanted to see more, and I wanted to see more of the Joker Harley movie at the beginning. I really like the gangster bit. I really like the take on it. They didn't try to ape off of The Dark Knight, and they didn't try to ape off the cartoons.
I like what they did with his henchman. How they just always seem to show up whenever he needs them.
And the panda with the machine gun.
The panda with the machine gun.
Yeah, if there's any reason to give this one a 1, it's the panda with the fucking machine gun.
Well,
if
I was going for one supporting character, I might give it to the panda with the machine gun.
Well, you got as much character.
It's like I just assumed that he was going to get shot up in the first time they stormed a place, and then he just keeps showing up throughout the rest of the movie.
The panda with the machine gun had more character development than Boomerang, Croc, and Slipknot put together. So
it's just thankfully they killed off Slipknot.
I was going to say Slipknot was the guy that died right away, right? I didn't even know his name.
He was the only
intro for him.
No, he was the only character they didn't do an intro for.
Yeah, well, obviously because he was about to die 12 seconds.
And
into
I
the fucking
really
movie.
wanted Boomerang to die so bad. I just
plus Slipknot's only power.
You can't always get what you want, Chris.
Slipknot's only power was climbing shit. That was the only thing. It's like,
and he wasn't fast enough even at that. Failed the initiation.
Bring in
by
Jen
getting his
and
head
Jace.
blown up. I mean, he was just the one that they used to prove that they could blow up their heads.
Yeah, I think that's what Captain Boomerang was getting at.
Yeah, that was his entire point. Anyway, supporting characters. What do we think? You know what? I'm gonna give this a 1, just based solely on the panda. I really hated the Joker in this, and Batman. Like Ben Affleck as Batman looks like he could stand to lose like 35 pounds. Well, like he's supposed to be working out constantly, right? Like Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah,
he fills that cowl like he's overflowing out of the thing.
That's all Zack Snyder's fault because he wanted to make The Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight.
Don't blame Ben Affleck letting himself go on Zack Snyder.
No, I mean because if you watch Batman vs Superman, I mean Ben Affleck
is
fucking
ripped.
Yeah, he's ripped. It's that stupid suit they put in because fucking Hack Snyder wanted to.
They just need to take some of the padding off of the neck. That's what's...
Yeah. He wanted to make a movie, and he ruined because he did that. He ruined Batman vs Superman, and he ruined the look of Batman. That's all. It's Zack Snyder's fault. Blame him.
I think doing a Batman versus Superman movie as your first movie into that world
was a stupid idea.
Was the reason that got ruined. Like that's setting whoever directs it up for failure. That being your first movie. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're talking about other things. Supporting characters. What are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 1.
I'm giving it a 1 too.
All right, 1's all around. I think that's the first category that's happened. Yes,
hooray!
All right, I'm on to dialogue. It was terrible. Bad.
Spoiler alert.
Bad dialogue. Like this movie was supposed to be a comedy, ostensibly. I laughed maybe once. I gave it like a little chuckle one time.
Does laughing at it include? Does that count?
You know what? I can't. Like I remember saying that right after I got out, and Chris asked me. He was like, "Oh yeah, when was that?" And I was like, "I don't even remember." This was directly like standing in the parking lot outside the movie theater. I couldn't remember what had made me laugh. I just remembered chuckling one time. All of the jokes are so bad.
Pretty forced.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of like weird stereotypes that get hucked into the script for no reason.
When did Killer... The fact that they... What was it? The last 15, 20 minutes of the movie that they revealed that Killer Croc was black?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
And then he was like just obviously saying stereotypically like gangsta things.
I was waiting for a jive turkey to make an appearance,
at the end of the movie.
But, that never happened.
Literally asks for BET as the one thing that he wants from Waller at the end of the movie.
All he needs
Are you out of your mind? Who writes this shit?
He needs Old English and... Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, we've got a studio audience today. Yeah, let's talk about dialogue. Let's talk about all the stereotypical Diablo because he's from.
Oh, you mean Cholo? Or Essay?
Yeah, Essay.
Nah.
And then
what the hell?
Killer Croc BET.
Oh God, like
I don't actually. I think El Diablo was not stereotypical enough. He spoke way too good of English.
Oh wait, No. He wasn't stereotypical. Everyone addressed him as though he's
as though he was. He's like talking to them in like
Latin King or something.
Yeah, and they put him. But even when they had the flashback with his wife, they put him like a wife beater. I mean, it was just seriously, it was embarrassing.
Well, yeah. Not only that, but he murdered his wife and kids.
I mean, didn't Jay Hernandez say, "Dude, David, Eris, please"? Seriously,
cut the
this
shit.
is like
So you're kind of setting my
Ayers-
this
people
is
back
an LA
right now.
Latino stereotype.
It's not
Are
like
you
Ayers
fucking
wrote
real?
this script. He just decided
Ayers
to make it.
did write this
Oh, he did?
script.
Oh,
he wrote
God.
it and he directed it.
Why? Who let him do that?
Zack Snyder.
let that man near a
Let's
pen?
blame Zack Snyder.
Sure. Blame Zack Snyder. I mean, I guess we just blame Zack Snyder for everything.
Oh,
It'll
that's
make
what
me
I'm
feel a
gonna do.
little bit better. I don't know if it'll solve any problems though.
No.
He's the true antagonist.
Which is the reason that we do this podcast, to solve the problems
Oh,
of
wait
Hollywood.
a minute. If Zack Snyder's the antagonist, then I give
Oh yeah, I might have to go back and give antagonist. Oh, I did give antagonist the one. That's right.
Okay, so
You
what
know
was
what?
the one? What was the one bit of Killer Croc dialogue where
Oh,
Charlie says you're ugly and he
it's
says,
just like, except for him, he's ugly on the outside. It's like, nah, shorty, I'm beautiful.
and he removes his hoodie at the
Yeah,
same
he moves
time.
his hoodie and like flashes his pearly
Yeah, that was awesome.
fangs.
Oh man, that was
Pearly
awesome.
thanks. Yeah. It's really bad. It's just really, really, really bad. Nobody's dialogue was good.
No.
Remember? Yeah,
There were some actors that handled their shitty dialogue better than others.
yeah,
But yeah, this was just
and kudos to the actress who played Deadshot's daughter. The ending scene.
Oh.
The ending scene where she's like the ending scene where they're doing how to shoot people geometry. I thought she did really well. That was the one clever bit of dialogue in this
That
whole
was
stupid
fantastic.
movie.
I love how with it she is that her dad is a hired killer.
yeah.
That she can joke about it and like use his experience in blowing people's faces off.
Let's see. From what I gathered, her mom was living with the boyfriend, and they were probably both on drugs, and it sounded like he may have even been slapping her around.
Hmm.
And then your dad's is his assassin. So this poor little girl.
Whatever.
Social
I don't care
services.
about that little girl.
Are there no social services in Gotham?
Look, yeah, sure. It's shitty for
Oh,
her.
it's Gotham.
But also, this movie did not do any kind of job making me care about anybody.
Hey, wait a minute.
There was one point at the end of the movie where I said, look, if there is anybody in this movie, I thought to myself, if anybody in this movie died right now, anybody, literally any single one of these characters died, I would not care at all. You could just drop a nuclear bomb and end this movie 20 minutes early, and I'd be like, yes, good, get me out of here. I don't care. That made no sense at all. That a nuclear bomb came out of nowhere
It
and
would have
destroyed
made
this whole
total
city.
sense within the narrative of this
Yeah.
movie.
In the last movie, they established that Gotham's across the street from Metropolis. I mean, isn't there anything left over from Zod or the World Machine or whatever the fuck?
Like
that thing-
Doomsday's corpse, maybe.
Doomsday's corpse.
Oh my
couldn't
god! Can we
anything-
please have that come back so that Lex Luthor can like operate on that? That'll just be like
Well,
his thing.
okay, we're getting off into another
Tangent.
comic
sorry.
altogether here, but in the comic, doesn't Lex Luthor do that? Make clones of Doomsday? I think he does.
Yes, him or Darkseid.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, anyway,
But
let's.
that could be his like running.
That sounds much more interesting than this piece of crap was. So dialogue 0. I'm going to give it.
Oh, I'm definitely giving it a 0.
I'm giving it a 1 for so bad it's
Christ.
good.
Are you fucking
so
kidding?
bad it's good.
Get the hell out of here. All right, fine. Style, Chris.
I'm gonna,
Was there any?
Well, this is like a hay bale of cliches, as we mentioned, from the music to the scene.
Never heard
But-
that expression before.
Well, you know the rolled hay bales.
Yeah, I
I
know
mean,
what
it's
you-
just like.
I'm gonna start using that.
Thank you. I think the best way to talk about the style of this film, and I keep bringing this up, but this movie infuriated Steve-O and I so much that we walked out and Louis gave us I didn't like it, but it might be so bad it's good. Steve-O and I snapped at him, and I'm not sure if we were both ready to punch him.
I think that's
just
why
for
Louis is
that.
not here today.
Yeah, that's probably why. He's probably.
We got really angry at
He was
him.
like he wasn't sleeping. He was just pretending.
We
so that
took
you
it out.
wouldn't-
So I think the style of the movie was how to piss your audience off.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I don't really know what to say about the style. I mean,
There were a lot of really good songs that were completely misused, as we mentioned earlier.
God.
because
There were a lot.
They blew their soundtrack
There
load
were-
in the first 15
There were
minutes of the movie.
there were so many scenes that just seemed out of place and out of time in this script. Like the bar scene was like, why is this here? Why is this not like in the first half of the movie somewhere? And instead it's in the last 20 minutes of the film.
They did leave one song out. Damn it. They should have put that Meatloaf song, Blinded by the Dashboard Light with Harley and Joker. That was the only thing. That was the only cliche song they didn't have in here. I mean, I don't know why Bohemian Rhapsody was in here. I don't know why Paranoid was in here. Was that House of the Rising Sun?
Yes.
Because they were in Louisiana.
It was House
of
the Rising
have
Sun.
That. It's Louisiana.
I did like that they put in Come Baby Come by
Yeah. Also, the choice of music was
Was
so
that
weird.
Eminem?
No.
Was
Oh
so-
wait, Eminem was in there.
Eminem
Eminem
was
was
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah.
The choice of music was so weird. It was like 70s rock songs and like
90s hip-hop.
90s R&B and like hip hop. Yeah.
No, that's what they should have
Fucking-
done for Killer
and-
Croc. They should have had Slim Shady. Man.
Oh my god.
maybe some Tupac. I don't know.
Oh my god. I don't know. Again, like none. Zero style.
Like the hay bale, I give it a 0.
If we're going for originality and lack of cliches, I guess I'll have to give it a 0.
I thought you were gonna give it a 1 and say that it was original and didn't have cliches in it. I was like, oh god.
No, I said if
God.
I was going to grade it
I might
on
have
that.
to fight you right now.
Yeah,
All right,
Pseudo sit
all right.
next to you. I can't put my fist across the table.
You redeemed yourself right at the last minute. All right, so we're gonna move on to recommendation, and thankfully be done with talking about this terrible movie, and I never have to think about it
Actually,
again.
this is therapy because I'm not angry at the movie anymore. This is great.
This
See, this is
much
the
more
complete-
enjoyable than the movie.
This is the
actually.
complete
completely.
opposite of when we reviewed Batman vs Superman because you became angrier by the
Yeah.
end of that podcast.
Well, but then the three of us rewrote the movie, and that made me feel better that after we rewrote the movie. I wanted to see that movie that we rewrote.
I wish movies could still like get lost, and like no one would ever find them. Like happened to like the old. What was the big movie that happened to? Like the original version of it got put in a canister in like a warehouse somewhere, and they never found. I forget what it was, but I wish that could happen to this
The
movie.
Day the Clown Cried?
Sure, it might have been that. I don't remember. I should study my film history more. Anyway, what's your recommendation on this one, Rich? You're giving it a pretty damn good score.
I have. I would say go see it. I mean, go see it. Form your own opinion. I mean, if you hated Batman, or if you like Batman vs Superman, you might enjoy this one. If you hated it, you might enjoy it slightly better.
All right, so you're gonna give it a 1. If you are a teenager, you will like this movie. I know because a bunch of teenagers went
Oh
out of
my
that
God.
theater and said that they liked the movie, and I was like, "What movie
Yeah.
were you guys watching?"
Yeah, when you guys went to the bathroom afterwards, they were talking about how much I wanted to punch one of the fucking teenagers.
Well, that would have gotten you arrested, so I'm glad you didn't.
Seriously,
Oh, this
me
movie
too.
just made you extremely. You wanted to fight teenagers. You want to fight Lou.
Babies. Oh, he hasn't mentioned the babies yet that he
No.
wanted to fight. He wanted to fight babies.
I don't want to fight babies. That's cool.
Yeah, right, Chris. That's not what you said
You're gonna
the other night.
You're gonna find yourself in the next Suicide Squad movie. You never killed any women and children. I punched a baby.
I'd have dinner with Viola Davis. Yeah.
Please, unless you are have a taste in film that is really terrible, never watch this. So I'm gonna give it a 0 on the recommend scale. Don't watch it. Never watch this movie.
I have 3, actually, maybe 4 recommendations. If you've never, ever, ever, ever seen a movie before and don't know these cliches, you might enjoy it. I recommend that DC forget this and use Wonder Woman, since it starts in like World War I or World War II, to reboot the universe. Just have Flash show up at the end of that movie and
Oh my
say,
God.
here, and say, and like put his hands on Wonder Woman's temples and show him a montage of Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and the Suicide Squad, and say, you must prevent this future, and then reboot the universe. I recommend that you wait until somebody does a cut of all the Batman, Joker, Harley scenes on YouTube. Watch that.
A nice little 15-minute short film.
Yeah. Otherwise, I can offer no recommendation to see this film. If you want to see it, you're going to see it. I don't recommend anybody see this in the theater.
Can I recommend also that DC pulls its head out of its ass and starts putting their TV showrunners onto their movies?
Yeah, that would be a good
Seriously.
idea.
like that seems like the most obvious thing in the world. They're killing it on TV, and their movies are garbage.
I want to sit
Just
on one of those meetings and like have that one guy that's like that one executive that's running the TV side, and then the guy that's running the movies, and they're like, all right, so what are we gonna do for these movies? And TV guy's just like, I don't know, we're kind of killing it on the CW right now. Like, why don't you? It's like I got some ideas for it. It's like no, Snyder, what do you think?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, sure thing, small fry. Don't you know that TV is not where it's at? It's all about the silver screen. I just got shown a headline that said from Forbes. It says Suicide Squad is a blast, but reviews are a dumpster fire of hyperbole. Which I feel like is directed straight at me. And I'm not going to read Forbes anymore. So you just lost yourself a customer, Forbes.
Should get him shut down, just like you're trying to do with
All right, that's it. Let's give the scores. This is a very strange score here. Rich gave it an 8. And Chris and I gave it a 2. A couple of 2s. So...
Yeah, this
is
a deuce, man.
Having a hard time walking with all this WB money in my pocket.
Steve and I are definitely dropping a deuce on this film.
So that's a 4 aggregate score, which is better than it deserves. So... I've been here talking to you, and much more entertaining than this movie was. You're welcome. My name is Steve Ormosi, and I've been here with Christopher Morgan and Rich Perry.
I'm gonna watch some BET. See you guys later.
This has been Bon Mots. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Music and editing by Chris Morgan. This has been a Lost News production.